It's QuesDay. So if you have any, please ask today. Good morning, Dan from Dan's Aquarium. Oh my gosh, Dan, I'm so glad to see you here. Dan is from the United Kingdom. It's about lunchtime over there. Wait a minute. No, it's past lunchtime. Uh, and Dan has all these beautiful Oscars and other fish in these large aquariums, and it's very relaxing to watch. Thank you for coming over, Dan. I appreciate you. I have had my caffeine, and it's very much morning for me. I had been sleeping until about 3 or 4 in the morning. And so finally this morning I slept till 7. It's so much healthier for me to sleep through the night. Usually I had been going to sleep uber early and then waking up in the wee hours in the morning and staying up. And sometimes I stayed up all day when I did that because I ended up crashing in like late afternoon. And yesterday was weird because I crashed in the afternoon and I took a 6 hour nap and then I was up for 3 hours and went back to bed and got up at 7 a.m. So it's a little different from what I usually do, but it is what it is. Do you get a regular 8 hours of sleep, Dan? I would probably, if I was surrounded by all that water and all those fish tanks with all the gurgling and the ASMR going on with those fish tanks, I would probably sleep like a baby. And sometimes I run your videos in the middle of the night. I hadn't done that for a while. I've been having problems with my tablet that I keep in my bedroom. But when I go in there, I try to play not anything that I need to comment on, So a lot of times I watch your videos and I'm not commenting because, I'm trying to lay flat, relax, and get some rest. So that's what happens a lot of times. But anyway, let me start over. Good morning. My name is Myra Elaine, and unboxing is my game. And on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon, I air an unboxing. It's not a premiere. It's not a live. It's a pre-recorded unboxing, and it's usually from a YouTube auction reseller. And I have videos for unboxings out for a year or, 10 months to a year. This year, I've left gaps because I have boxes here that have not been unboxed that go in May and June and July. So I've left gaps. So that's why it's not a whole solid year because I still have boxes to unbox. On Wednesday at 5 o'clock this week, tomorrow at 5, I have a gospel reading from the book of John. And then Saturday, I have planned a reading from Proverbs. I haven't done that yet. And I haven't done my adult Bible studies yet, and which is usually airs on Sunday at 8. And I haven't recorded Leviticus. I read from the Torah on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And last weekend, I wasn't able to get to my Bible readings. We had a lot of family activities. My brother and his wife had their wedding anniversary yesterday, and they have been married for 40 years. I was at their wedding. And then before that, we had my sister-in-law's birthday. And then we had a party with friends. So we've been having a lot of weekend activities. But what I'm trying to do is if I don't do the Bible readings in those time slots, I go ahead and put up or time out a link to a prior Bible reading on a post so that you can watch a Bible reading that I've already read that's related to that scripture. So that way, there is something for you to watch that keeps in the theme of what I'm doing with each study. I have gone to independent studies with my adult Bible studies. I don't follow a booklet anymore. I don't have a curriculum. It's all self-study and my own thoughts about what the Bible passage is about, whatever I select. Good morning, Outlaw Creative. So good to see you here. Are you the one that told me about Finger Hut being going out of business? You did a video about that. Was that you? Because there's another channel with very similar to your name. And I had went around and told the people in the reseller community about that. But by the time that it aired, your video aired, I went to their website, and Finger Hut used to or did allow people to make payments. Now they charge them very high interest on those items they were making payments on. And, we're not talking about, some of the items might have been $500, like the Fisher Price cars that the kids ride in. Some of those are around $400 or $500. But most of the stuff that you would order from them was, anywhere from $30 to $100 that they allowed people to finance. Just, a lot of household goods. And I hadn't bought from them in years. I didn't know they were still in business, actually. Okay, yeah. I'm okay. I've got a pretty high pain level right now. But when I went to the website, all of the items were under clearance. Like the individual other categories were empty, even though they had some left, you had to look under the clearance. And the thing was, since they won't be financing anymore because they're closing, I didn't want to give them because they were asking for the last four of my social, and I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with their information after the 18th, like at the first of the month when they're truly closed down. What are they going to do with all that financing information? Who's going to have it? Are they going to delete their database? They can't completely do that because they might have future liabilities. And, I don't know how all that works when a business closes. Can they sell the information at that point? I'm just not sure. If they had removed that because it wasn't necessary anymore, because everything is on clearance, nothing's being financed or payments, made out at this point. So why would they need that information? It's just like, I guess they just hadn't changed or thought about, them not needing that information anymore. But their software and all that was set up that way. And I guess it'd be quite expensive to modify their software, So I didn't order the shirt. I could have saved $60 on a really nice Carnet shirt. But I didn't, for the no, it'd been $50. It was like going to be $10 plus postage instead of $60 plus free postage from Amazon for the same shirt. But so that put me at like I don't know, $40 to $45 difference in the price, but I would have to risk giving my financial information to them just for that one purchase. If I'd already had an account with them from prior business, I would have went ahead and done it because they would already have my information. So I mean, I don't know, protecting my personal information. I mean, I understand that you bought from them in the past, so it wouldn't have been a risk for you because they already have, your information. So I just didn't do it, and I'm sure it's gone by now. But anyway, Sunday night when some of my reseller friends were looking at the website, they didn't have anything hardly left. I mean, the word is out, and I appreciate you letting me know. Information like that is always useful. I love to buy stuff at bargains. So, any other questions this morning? My stream is good this morning. I'm coming through loud and clear. So, hold on a second. Let me, it doesn't sometimes give me an indicator whether I'm coming through loud and clear. What are you doing today, Outlaw Creative? How are your dogs? Marty, would you bring buying space up on your YouTube? This live up on your phone, and let me know if I'm coming through loud and clear and if the stream is doing good. Okay, we're buying space. New video. Come on. Marty lives with me, so Marty doesn't have to watch my channel. Okay, you're coming through. Okay, wonderful. I know it's a little hard, because you see something, a really serious sale going on. And man, I'd love to have bought out their Fisher Price toys and given those toys away. I just couldn't afford it right now. Little Lone Prepper, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I understand. You got to feed those dogs. They, I think Outlaw Creative has 6 dogs, and he dumpster dives, and it's a hard economy out there to take care of everything we're supposed to take care of. I just I've kind of reevaluated whether I want to sell on YouTube auctions. Let me see. It's QuesDay. Is that Gator? Are you a Florida person? Yeah, that's me. Oh, that's Marty. Okay. How long have you had that channel? I forget, but there are some videos that you linked to on it. I don't remember what. Oh, okay. It's been a minute though. Okay. Great. That's Marty down there, Gator. Yeah, I know Marty is a Florida person. But anyway, that's hilarious. But, I'm glad I'm coming through loud and clear this morning. I didn't really prepare anything. It's kind of funny because I've been having such a problem, getting online and getting things started. I took, like a 2-week break because, I'm having health issues. I had a friend that was on my Facebook page, and I was talking about a specific ailment that I was having on my Facebook page. Now, my Facebook page is for, friends and family. And what I share on Facebook, I don't necessarily want it shared on YouTube. So I went into a chat room where I was going to announce that, or promote that I was going on a live auction, and she brought up my health issues. And that's kind of one of those things, I don't, give people like constant health updates. Like I'll post something and that's going on, and then another thing is, if you have chronic health conditions, you're used to coping with them. And like somebody, I don't know, 10, 20, 30, 40 years younger than me might not realize that, oh, this is no big deal for Myra. Myra's, had this chronic health condition for decades and knows how to cope with it. So someone that's in that chat room that's younger or that's not had a lot of health issues might not understand that people can, do everything everybody else is doing while they have this chronic condition. So it makes you look weaker to other people, like you can't get done what you need to do. Yeah, you got a heart of gold for taking in those dogs. And I can understand after you start doing that, it'd be hard not to. We can't have any pets. Uh, Marty and I both are allergic to animal dander. And the good news is that there are shots that can be taken. The bad news is the humans have to take them. And with already having chronic health conditions, I don't think that's a good idea. Good morning, Tooch Man. All right, yay! Are you driving today, Tooch Man? Are you available to talk? Tooch Man, when I had my time slot was at 7 a.m., he was always driving. So I got some, I need to get these boxes ready. I'm thinking about sending out some boxes September 1st, whether I've sold anything or not, just because I've had stuff around here that I want to give as gifts. And right now, I'm in the process of getting rid of some religious items. I'm still doing my Bible readings. I still Christian, believe in God and all of that. It's just that I have so much, and I don't need all of it. Oh, okay. Waiting to drop off. I miss those days at the bus stop when Marty and I, of course, Marty didn't take their cell phone to school, and there were point in time, Marty didn't have a cell phone at all, and we would sit and wait for the bus, and those morning talks were the best things. I would try to motivate Marty to do well in school and ask them what they liked about the school day prior to that, either when they got home or the next morning. And if I had talked to them when they got home from school, I would remind them of certain things. I appreciate that, Outlaw Creative. Yeah, I really do. I mean, but the thing is, it makes me look incapable, when that's brought up. Oh, you like the blue? Well, some of this, maybe all of it, from you, Tooch Man. Tooch Man's having a sale this Thursday called the Tooch Glass. I did a short with this pilgrim glass. A lot of it I've put up because I am getting ready to do an unboxing of a large box. But I think that piece I got from you too. Now this I got from a new reseller. When it came on camera, I kind of thought it was teal, but it's not. It's not teal. I don't think this is the piece she sold me. And this is one of the unboxings. She didn't sell me the jewelry. This is one of the unboxings I did that I didn't name the seller because, well, I'd had so much trouble in getting the piece. that I talked about that, and I didn't want to give her name. Now, I think I got this bass viola from you. And this is like a wall hanging. It's Wednesday night. Oh, I thought your Tucha glass was Thursday night. I'm glad you came in and told me because I would have been very disappointed on Thursday. I'd been like, where's the Tucha glass? But my brother plays bass guitar and Marty plays bass guitar, or did. Marty plays ukulele now. And Marty didn't know who Tiny Tim was. You know, tiptoe through the tulips with me. That Tiny Tim. I can't sing much more because one, I don't really sing that well, and two, copyright strikes. So thank God for the copyright strikes. At least to be able to use it as an excuse. I don't think, well, I don't sing that well. I occasionally will just sing a couple of bars here and there, but I'm not going to do any more than that. I know a lady that does a Bible study, and I completely, totally respect what she says from the Word of God, and that I know Holy Spirit led, but then she sings. And it's just like, okay, I don't want to turn the volume down, so a lot of times I'll leave my hair and go do something for a moment, just because, she sings as well as I do, and which is not very good. We are to make a joyful noise unto the Lord, but some of us need to make that joyful noise to the Lord in the shower. I'm just saying. I don't sing well, and Marty, I had a chance of being able to sing well, but then Marty took chorus, or even before Marty took chorus, uh, you know, oh, thank you so much, Tooch Man. I'm glad to have your blue pieces. I think you know that I love blue glass. And here over here is blue willow. I got those little egg cups and teacups and these little saucers that are blue willow. I love blue willow too. I'm not sure what's. Oh, I got blue glass over there in the floor. There's a sugar and creamer over there in the floor. But I've been thinking about, I know, and I know this sounds weird. Oh, I've got cups down here. I think these are from you too, but they are not blue. They got a blue hue to them. They're kind of like reverse thumbnails with this starburst pattern on the bottom. I guess these are from my crumpets. But that's not what I was going for. I know somebody's getting married in October, and I was thinking about giving her all of my moonstone or white opalescent pieces. This is a divided edition. Like, give her a whole set. I got a sugar and creamer, and I got that bottle I got from you, Tooch, and just giving all of it to her. And actually, it's kind of funny. I've never met this lady. I just know that she's from Japan. She's only been in the United States for 2 to 3 months. And she's marrying an American man here in Jacksonville, Florida. I don't know how they met. The thing is, I don't know him either. But everybody needs some glassware. And, if you've moved here from a foreign country, usually people don't ship, items like this. Now, my brother and sister-in-law moved from California to Florida, and my sister-in-law had tons of glass, and they broke tons of glass too. So all of her pieces, she felt like she had to bring with her because they belonged to her mom and her grandmother and her great grandmother. So she, just imagine somebody like Moon Valley Crafts, Randy moving, and all the stuff that she would have to, well, even you, Tooch Man, moving your inventory en masse to another state uh, would be terrifying. I mean, you would have to get insurance for sure with the amount, that you have. So I just, ooh, you know, but anyway, I have really what I have is blue opalescent. Now, I was in an auction one night, and this gentleman, I really shouldn't even call him a gentleman, because he was selling more of this moonstone. Now, I bought this moonstone on purpose. I knew it was moonstone or white opalescent was being sold to me, but he had a background this color. Of course, he had the whole box laid out, and he was putting, of course, it's not, the way the lighting was and the way the background was, he was saying that the white opalescent was blue opalescent. Oh, completely, um, you know, he was being a scam artist about it. And, and I have bought some white opalescent, but all the white opalescent I've bought, I've known it was white opalescent. And if somebody comes on and tells me, puts on a blue background and changes the lighting and puts, when the whole piece is in front of that blue background, it looks a little blue. It looks a little light blue. I don't know if he was using blue lights too, but I caught on to what he was doing. And I don't mind buying these pieces, but what I collect is the blue opalescent. And he knew that. And I'm not bought from him again, and I won't, because that's a deceptive practice. Yeah, I can't sing. I mean, I can do, like I said, a couple of lines. I can hold my tune, but kind of after that. And another thing is, I have a funny range. I'm really an alto. And women are kind of expected to sing tenor. But anyway, when Marty took choir, they knew how to properly sing. And before they took choir and I would sing, they didn't enjoy it because I'm not a good singer. So I didn't get to practice singing. And then after they took choir, and they had a professional choir director, and they learned what singing really was supposed to be. After that, not only did I get told not to sing, of course, don't be harsh on Marty about it, because Marty has an autism spectrum disorder that was formerly called Asperger's syndrome, and they have sensory defensiveness. So my singing would trigger their sensory defensiveness. So I didn't get to practice, but at home, but which I had no other place to sing except for maybe the car. And you know how car singing is. You're not worried about doing it, right? You got that radio blasting, you got the windows down, and you're just singing to the top of your lungs. Is how I used to do it. But anyway, I lost interest in that even after, for a while. But I just didn't get any practice. And I have forgotten the songs I used to sing when I was young. Even the majority of the hymns I sung in my old church at home, I had forgotten them. So I need, to sing a hymn, I need a songbook and I need privacy. Good morning. Good morning. Name a car for an edit. What kind of car? And And what kind of edit? Good morning. I don't know. I used to have a Volkswagen Dash long ago. It was one of my first cars, if not my first car. It was in my name. And I was dating a musician at the time who had a keyboard, and his keyboard fit perfectly in the back of that station wagon. So every time he was in a band with my cousin and my brother, and so every time they went on a gig, we would go together. I would drive him, which worked out really well because he didn't drive. So we would load up his equipment and stuff in my station wagon, and we would go to the gig, as we called it, and all these little dive bars that they would play, and they played top 40. Sometimes, well, my cousin's girlfriend would work the soundboard sometimes, or sometimes the lights. Rarely did I work the soundboard or the lights, but I would dress up nice. And there was some talk about people requesting me to backup sing. And, at that time, I probably could have, you know, piped out an ooh or an ah on tune, and they would have trained me, but that never became a real thing because I couldn't go to every gig. Actually, one of the gigs, my cousin traded me my station wagon because I couldn't go for his car, and he had a little blue sports car. I don't remember what it was, but Volkswagen Dasher is what I would offer you. I forget what kind of car my cousin had. It was really expensive, nice sports car. I mean, not a Lamborghini or anything like that, but probably $30,000 range in the 80s, kind of thing, which I don't know, probably cost, well, no, it wouldn't have been Lamborghini level. But anyway, I had that weekend, I was going to pick up a friend, and my friend was extremely gay. Now, this was in southern West Virginia in the 1980s, and he was flaming. He had red hair, uh, longer than my hair, very long red hair, and he put it in a Celtic braid, and he wore long fingernails, and he painted them various colors, and he would wear a pink izod with camouflage pants and high Converse shoes that were very bright green. And of course, he was redheaded, green eyed, and freckled. He reminded me somewhat of a leprechaun. But as you could imagine, in that state during that time, his family was not thrilled with him. His neighbors were not thrilled with him. There wasn't anybody in southern West Virginia that was thrilled with him being that flaming and being that out and or being gay at all. I mean, it was a horrible time for quote unquote regular gay people to even exist in that environment, especially in Appalachia. And so I went to pick him up, and he lived on this big hill. I mean, this is like a 7% grade, and I had to turn into this little space. Now, remember, I have my cousin's expensive sports car with me, and his grandmother raised him. His parents died when he was young in a car accident. It was very tragic. But anyway, I went to pick him up, and his grandmother had decided, now just picture this 70-some-year-old woman who's very bitter, who's resentful that she's had to raise her grandchild. And on top of that, he becomes gay. And this is something that, she was born at the turn of the century when it wasn't allowed at all. I mean, it would just instantly get you beat up, and it still could have gotten you beat up in the 1980s. But anyway, I went up there to pick him up, and she had determined that me and my girlfriend, not gay girlfriend, just high school friends that were best friends, were responsible for her grandson being gay. And she had, and I didn't even think about this, she had taken an umbrella to my best friend on Main Street when she was walking to work. Now, we're just all teenagers at this point. And because, oh, she also blamed, besides me and my best friend, she blamed books for him being gay. Books. That he was well read. That was a problem. So she attacked her on Main Street with an umbrella, and she dived into her place of employment. I won't say her name or where that was. It was on Main Street, Madison. And the manager, came over and asked, this guy's grandmother to leave. So I don't know where we were going, but I was picking him up in my cousin's sports car, and she got her gun, her pew pew. I shouldn't have said gun. Okay, I'm still online. But anyway, she got her pew pew, and my gay friend had to wrestle the pew pew out of her hands because she was going to come out and shoot me because she felt I was responsible for her grandson being gay when I was a straight woman. So, you would think that instead of blaming the straight women in his life, that maybe she would blame, I don't know, the people he was dating. Of course, it being the time or decade it was, and it being the place that it was, anyone he was quote unquote dating was doing so secretly. So it's not like there were enough gay people there for him to have a boyfriend. So I guess since she didn't know who his boyfriends were, he blamed his girlfriends. And all we did was compare nails. So, yeah, somebody tried to kill me when I was a teenager or, uh, in early college because I had, not because I had a gay friend, but that I had, in her mind, tried to turn her grandson gay. And he was gay when I met him. He'd been gay for, I don't know, since he was born. But, I was born that way was a big song during that time. But anyway, I guess I've said enough about uh, how I've been an ally, from the very beginning. I guess I was born that way to believe in equality. And I think what they did in Orlando in front of the Pulse nightclub is horrid. I think that the governor saying that there can't be rainbows in public, I think that's horrible. I think that's a violation of free speech. And the people of Orlando are not going to allow the people that died in that hate shooting and that hate crime to be forgotten. They should have, from the very beginning, put a memorial there for the people that passed away from that horrible person that shot up the nightclub and shot those people because they were gay, because they were LGBTQ of some kind. They should have the city should have made a memorial. And I think that the uh, LGBTQIA plus community should push for that now. I would certainly be behind that. I would certainly be behind requesting. Matter of fact, I need to call Tallahassee today anyway about another matter, but I would be behind bringing up legislation to overturn where that ruling that there couldn't be expressions in put down on sidewalks, or at least what they call grandfather in the places that were already that way. In other words, so people would know, okay, in the future, you can't rainbow this because this is public property, but not harm or touch what has already been done. That would have been a good compromise. But the thing is, in politics today, it doesn't seem like people know how to compromise. It's either all full throttle or it's not at all, it seems like. So, anyway, does anyone have any questions? Okay. But Marty said they loved this wrapping paper, and it's not like them to like anything pink, but this is probably what I'll use for the bride, the October bride. That's what I'll call her. But I'm hoping to do that. Well, nobody seems to have any question, and I told my story about being an ally from early on. I have other stories like that, but and I am a graduate. Oh, Katherine Johnson graduated from the same college I did, and she was a mathematician. She was genius. She graduated all of her grades early, high school. She went to college, and she became a mathematician at NASA. Now, I'm going to be talking more about her in the future, but I graduated from West Virginia State College, and she graduated from there. Now, she graduated a couple of decades before me, maybe up to 3 decades before me, because she went on to get her. I don't think she got her master's at West Virginia State College. I think she got a bachelor's there. I have to look that up. But she's an alumni, and so am I. And she worked at NASA, and she developed the formula for I got some package material underneath my placemat here. I'm going to be working on getting that out with my fingernail while I'm talking to you. So that's why maybe I'm not, the gant of my voice is not that straight. Right. I agree with that, Outlaw Creative, that God is the judge, not us. We don't determine who goes to heaven. We don't determine who goes to hell. We don't determine who's Christian, not Christian. It's all up to God. I agree with you there. I personally don't believe it's a sin. I think, well, maybe I'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day I do my Bible readings. On Wednesdays, Saturday mornings, and Sundays is when I do my Bible reading. So maybe I'll do talk more about God on Wednesdays. Make it, my one of my worship days. I grew up that way, with Wednesday and Sunday being worship days. But anyway, Katherine Johnson's birthday is coming up in a couple of weeks. And actually, I think it's September the 18th, which is wild because that's the day that Fingerhut is closing. But, I've always believed in equality for African American people, and I have some experience in defending African American people before I even went to West Virginia State College. So, nobody tried to shoot me over it, but, I've faced a lot of social sacrifice for it over the years, because I was raised in an environment that was definitely, even though race wasn't talked about a lot, it's just like everybody was assumed racist, and everybody pretty much was, because they just didn't have, they didn't have information available to them, because the textbooks were what they were, even in the 1970s and 1980s. there was a textbook depository in Kanawha County, or wasn't in Charleston, but in West Virginia, that was picketed. And I think somebody tried to set it on fire. Of course, this all happened long ago, and I don't remember all the details, but, I might talk about, the generation I grew up in with regards to that too. But anyway, I have some pictures I took in front of Katherine Johnson's statue that I'll be sharing in September. So I'm very happy to have graduated where she graduated. And I've always stood up for equality, no matter what classification of people. Things are dicey out there right now. We need to think about what we're doing to other people and why. But anyway, does anyone else have any other questions before I go? It's after 9 o'clock now, and I got to make some phone calls, maybe a couple to Tallahassee. Actually, there's some questions I thought I was going to be asked, but was not. But you all have a wonderful and blessed day.